I've got an idea. Let's go outside.
Well, here we are.
Now, also with the relationship issue, we also have to realize that there's a psychological sickness related to the relationship sickness. In order for a relationship to work, both individuals have to be healthy, Sister Nikki. They have to be emotionally balanced and healthy. When we talk about being emotionally balanced, we're saying that your logical mind and your emotional mind have to be at a certain symmetry. The logic cannot exceed the emotion, and the emotion cannot exceed the logic. It has to be balanced. Now, we know that men tend to be a little bit more logical, and women tend to be a little bit more emotional. And so we each have to bring that into an equilibrium in order to understand the other person's perspective. But what I'm finding over and over again as I analyze black male-female relationships and study this situation, and of course I'm given ample opportunity to do that working in the schools, because as a child therapist, you often end up becoming a family therapist because you cannot fix the child or treat the child without treating the parent. So vicariously, I end up becoming a family therapist as opposed to the child therapist, which is fine. But here's the issue. Because we don't want to put forth the work necessary to make our own selves happy, I'm finding that we often give that responsibility over to someone else. So when that person fails us, when they fail us, not if, and the reason I say when they fail us is because no one should be given the responsibility of making you happy. Happiness is not an external construct. It's an internally generated construct. So when someone says, I am miserable, I am sad, I am depressed, and so now I'm going to enter into a relationship so someone can make me feel better, the relationship is already set up to fail because it's based, on an unrealistic expectation. And so when the person fails to make you happy, you blame them for your misery. But guess what? They didn't make you miserable. The misery was already there. All they did was poke a hole in your balloon that allowed the misery to flow out. The reason we don't give ourselves time to heal between relationships, because this is another issue. I noticed that brothers and sisters, we don't give ourselves time to heal when we leave one relationship before we get into the other. And that's because of the pain of loneliness, Sister Nikki. But it's not the solitude or the aloneness that hurts us so much, but it's the psychological baggage that we are forced to face when we are alone that brings about the pain. See, your subconscious is designed to constantly push up to your conscious mind issues that need to be dealt with. And so when you are alone, which is to say when you don't have a relationship partner, a romantic partner, distracting you from your own issues, the subconscious is constantly holding that mirror up to your face. And so many of us do not like solitude because in solitude, we're forced to deal with ourselves. We would rather escape into a relationship. And as a result of that, the black male-female relationship has become an intoxicant, Sister Nikki, just like overeating, oversexing, crack, marijuana, cigarettes, alcohol. Relationship addiction is also another problem that we are having. And to add to that, I want to say this. This is why it's so difficult for African people, those of us who have peace of mind. If you notice, African people who have peace of mind, and unfortunately a lot of us tend not to achieve peace of mind until we get into our 40s, because that's when a significant amount of wisdom tends to set in. But when you look at Africans who have peace of mind, whether they're 40 and older or younger, because you can have it younger, we just tend not to, it's difficult for them to get into the relationship search. If you notice, a lot of Africans who have peace of mind, they always say, I'm fine by myself. I'm content. I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. I like where I am right now in my life. The reason why that is because they already have peace of mind. So therefore, they don't have a need for a relationship. They may have a want for a relationship, but they don't have a need. It is those of us who are psychologically unfulfilled who have a need for the relationship, because the relationship does what? Serves as an intoxicant to distract us from our psychological issues that we haven't solved. Now, paradoxically, the Africans who are at peace of mind, they would make the best partners. And the reason they would make the best partners, Sister Nikki, is because they don't have a need to overburden their partner with the responsibility of making them happy. Let me give you an example. Sister Nikki has peace of mind. So if she desires that she wants to into a relationship and she meets Brother Umar, that relationship is going to go extremely smoothly and extremely patiently. Why? Because you don't have a need for me to make you happy. You already are. So the relationship is nothing more than that, a relationship. It is not an emotional contract that you are entering in with me that says in fine print, the minute you do not make me happy, I am likely to erupt and explode on you.